Good evening and welcome to Cedar Lane Park in Bel Air, Maryland, where we are here to begin Season 3 of the United Women's Lacrosse League. I'm Chris Widello, joined by Tracy Weiner. Tracy, good to see you.
It's great to be here. This is so exciting. The stands are nice and filled for the first game. We're pretty pumped to be here. We have all 4 teams playing tonight. You can't ask for better weather, better opening. Let's get this thing started.
Can't wait. So for the first game, we're going to have the Baltimore Ride is going to take on the Philadelphia Force. And following their game, the Long Island Sound will play the Boston Storm. Let's do the starting lineups for the Baltimore Ride. We have at defense, we have Claudia Flister. We have attack, Hio Thomas. Attack, Nikki Boltja. Attack it, Molly Hulseman. Midfield, Molly Cobb. Midfield, Megan Macera. Goalie is Rachel Valarelli. Defense, Brittany Poist. Midfield, Brittany Orashin. And lastly, on defense, Maggie Oslander. And for the Force, we have at a defense, Kelsey McGovern. Midfield, Carly O'Connell. Attack, Becky Lynch. Midfield, Emily Garrity-Parros. Attack, Molly Hendrick. Defense, Lexi Cross. Attack, Michelle Tumolo. Goalie, Brittany Reed. Defense, April Ionetta. And lastly, at defense, Kelly Lathorn. Beautiful crowd here tonight at Cedar Lane Park. So Tracy, this is Season 3. Some big changes for the UWLX and very exciting atmosphere right now.
Really is. The girls are excited. We're excited. Obviously, the fans are excited what's going on. It's just these kids love to play the game. Even though they're all, done with their college careers, they never want to put their sticks down. They want to continue to grow this game and continue to be a part of it, and there's nothing more special than that.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at our goalies for this evening. Between the pipes for the Baltimore Ride, we have Rachel Valarelli. She's a UMass product, 2015 graduate, played for the Storm last year. Solid option there for the Ride.
Such a great option for them, and again, she's part of this program already. She knows what to expect.
And in goal for the Force is going to be returning goaltender Zoe Ochoa. She was part of the BC team in 2017 that made their first Final Four run. So another solid goaltender coming back. Should be a good defensive battle tonight.
It's going to be a lot of fun in general. The girls couldn't wait to play. They were all here nice and early tonight. They were practicing, getting themselves ready. Just, again, so excited just to be here. And you couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous out.
Perfect temperature out. It's about 81 degrees here at game time. Sunny, not too humid. Absolutely, couldn't ask for a better day. So the Ride this year, they have a new head coach, John Sung, right? He is the Virginia Tech head coach. He had another great season, good season in the ACC, nice run.
A real nice run. He's a great addition to the league. Love having the college head coaches be a part of the program. And the girls love being coached by, again, a college coach that is so into the game. We were excited to announce his arrival, but he's coaching against one of our buddies, too, on the other side of the field. This is going to be a great male bonding moment for the two of them.
Absolutely. Yes, and across the substitution box is Mike Bedford. This is his second year with the Force. Another quality coach. Spent his last season up in Boston, Boston University.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he was with William and Mary the first year we had him. Then he was the assistant at BU last year. Just loves the game. Loves everything about this. So into it, and the girls absolutely love playing for him.
Wonderful. So we are about moments from the first draw of the game. Players for the Ride have taken the field, and now the Force have headed out to their positions. So it looks like our draw specialist today will be for the Ride, Brittany Arashin. She is going to be probably opposite, I think, Carly O'Connell. Is that Carly O'Connell?
I thought it was Becky Lynch. It looks like
Lynch. Looks like
Becky Lynch usually wears number 13. She's a Long Island kid. One of my all-time favorite Long Island kids is Becky Lynch, without a doubt. A UNC product.
Right,
Orsham is the assistant coach at Jacksonville, and Becky Lynch is over at St. Joe's.
All right, we're about to be underway here. We have the draw. Oop.
Green came over the restraining line before there was possession.
So we have the Ride with the ball. Move it down the wing. Ball moves back, side left. Now off to X. Back up top. Settling some nerves, probably.
Everybody wants to touch the ball at this point.
Absolutely. Pass is dropped. Force with the ball. Start the transition up the right side of the field.
It's a great defensive stand by, the Philadelphia Force. What a way to start the season. Usually on the first possession, everybody's nervous. They usually go right to goal. Great defensive stop there by the Force.
Okay, Force with the ball now, working the ball behind the net. Looking to settle their offense.
I'd get the ball to Molly Hendrick, without a doubt.
No doubt. Let Molly go.
Right.
Okay, ball looked like it was dropped by the Force out behind the goal. Now it's Ride ball, but turnover. Turnover back to the Force.
See Michelle Tumolo out there. She's dying to get to goal as well.
Absolutely. I think there's no shortage of skill on this field right now.
Absolutely not.
The Force with the ball, shot on goal. And we do. We have our first goal of the season. It looks like it may have been. Numbers are a little hard with the glare here today. It may have been Carly O'Connell with the goal. I don't think Valarelli was able to even see it. Oh, correction, 2-7. T. Ladouceur.
That was a nice shot through traffic.
Yeah.
I think they had trouble picking up the ball on that, total screen going on that, and Ladouceur just took a total advantage of that.
Draw coming up now. And Force with possession, draw control. Ball's redirected cross field by the Force as they transition up.
The rules are a little different. You have to stay behind the 50 to be onsides.
Force sub it up at their midfield. Another shot. Looks like
Molly Hendrick on that.
Nice
that
feed.
was gorgeous. That was a beautiful play all around. The pass goes through traffic. Hendrick wastes no time on that. Catch and quick release.
Quick hands. Quick hands.
Quick hands. Those never change.
So Tracy, what's the advantage you see on the draw? You see some players line up kind of across from each other. Some are on the same side, and I mean, there's an advantage to doing that, and some finesse to how they are controlling the draw, right?
It depends, right? The girl taking the draw, if she's smart and skilled and feels like she has the advantage, she can direct where it's going to go. Becky Lynch is one of the smartest, strongest players. She knows exactly where she's pushing that ball to, and although she's not self-drawing and it looks like she's losing the draw, she's actually winning.
So Haley O'Hanlon is on the draw with Becky Lynch for the...
Didn't go high enough. Going to redraw that.
Redraw.
I love the rule of only the 3 on the circle and nobody moves till possession.
Less traffic, less...
See, and here's Becky Lynch on that play. She takes the draw. Many young players will take the draw, stand and watch, and wait for everybody else to get it. Becky Lynch was the one that hustled after that, even after taking the draw.
Another goal by the Force, this time.
That's Alyssa Murray. I know the way she walks. I know the way she moves. That is Alyssa Murray without a doubt. Only one kid is built like that. She's a Syracuse graduate. She played on Long Island, a West Babylon kid. I've known her since she's about 10 years old. One of the hardest working, blue-collar, gets it done at all cost athletes.
Force goal by number 1, Alyssa Murray. Assist by number 27, T. Ladouceur.
So what adjustments does Baltimore need to make right now? I mean, they've had 3 straight Force possessions resulting in goals.
Well, what they need to do is, number 1, win the draw and get possession, and then take care of the ball while they're there. But if they don't win the draw, they really do need a defensive stop. Easier, obviously, said than done when you're playing all this talent.
Absolutely. Next draw, still got a ground ball, loose ball, picked up. Oh.
Looks like a field hockey game.
It does. Possession by the Ride. Quick turnover. Ride gets the ball back. Looking to settle now.
Yeah, they need to give their defense a little bit of a breather. Don't rush it to goal. Try and move the ball around.
Great pass.
Or do that.
Yeah, or do that.
Or do that.
It was a
Molly
great,
Cobb, what a shot.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
A little stop and a quick question mark, and gets that
it
shot
was a
right
riser.
off.
It looked like she was going low.
Nope.
You saw the goalie make the adjustment. Villarreal thought it was going low. Instead, she puts it upper corner.
So Molly Cobb gets the Ride on the board, now only trailing 3-1 to Force.
It's always nice to get that first goal under your belt.
Absolutely.
And that was a goal that can pump up your team, too. That was a real pretty goal. The stands just keep getting more and more filled tonight. I'm really excited to be here in this atmosphere.
See this crowd here.
Yes.
Off the draw, the Ride gets possession.
It's a nice draw
Quick
control
dump,
by Macera.
Oh, good save. Great save by Ochoa on a point-blank shot. Force with the ball, looking to clear. They redirect and long pass into the offensive zone. Ground ball picked up by the Ride.
It's a 50-50 ground ball there. Just keep working at it and keep working at it, and sometimes the ball bounces your way.
Force, take advantage of a bad pass, get possession.
And think about that play. See, that's the difference. Again, if young players are watching this game right now, Alyssa Murray is a low attacker. She was involved in that play. She stayed on the defensive end. She hustles all the way to the opposite end line and then keeps the ball in play for her team to keep possession. Those are things that you just cannot teach.
She just did not give up at any
young
point.
players need to understand that that's a big – redefending is a huge part of the game.
Can't teach hustle.
Never.
Carly O'Connell for the Force with the ball now. She really dominated the league last year in draws. And just watching her week in and week out eat up the competition. Talented player from Massachusetts, went to Algonquin High School. Played her college ball at Oregon. The Ride looked to clear it here. So they move the ball over the half. Quick pass behind the net. Looking for a feed, nothing. Back up top. Quick dodge, right to left. Shot and a goal.
Haley O'Hanlon, what a great play. Keeps the ball, obviously lefty shot. Fools the goalie. I think Ochoa thought she was going to go high on that or across the body, and instead keeps it on the same side. If you're looking at the cage, shoots on the left, hip side.
And we have ourselves a game. Ride put another goal on the board and is now 3-2 Force.
Well, a few minutes ago, you asked me what had to happen to change the tide, and there it is.
You were right.
A defensive stand and a few draw controls, and you're right back in here.
I think you have a future in this sport.
I think my future's behind me, but thank you. So fun to watch these players. You know, many of them, obviously, I'm from Long Island, if you can't tell by my accent. And I've seen so many of these kids play in high school, the club circuit, their college careers. To watch them continue to play is so fun. You have no idea. I've known so many of these girls for the better part of 10 to 15 years.
This is pretty much like any lacrosse game on Long Island, right? This level of talent on...
I'm going to agree with you there because Long Island rules. So, yes, I'm going to agree with you, even though I'm standing on Maryland soil.
Draw controlled by the Force. So they look to settle things down after giving up 2 quick goals to the Ride. Valarelli picks up the ground ball and is now going to take it out of the cage and up the field by herself.
And again, Alyssa Murray, what a great ride. Almost causes a turnover on that.
Ride. Get the ball back into their zone. Move it behind X.
Opportunity to tie the game up right here.
They definitely look more comfortable than they have in the last few minutes before they they settled right down.
You have to find the group that works well together, that knows each other. You know, everybody has to touch the ball to feel comfortable.
Little backhand shot. Goes wide, and it's going to remain Ride ball. The defense is a little bit underrated. I don't think there's enough appreciation for the physical style of defense that is played at this level.
You have no idea. You look at any of the players at the college level, and they are...
Ride with the shot, save.
Black and blue from shoulder to elbow, every single attacker. And if they're not, they're probably coach is going to tell them they're not playing hard enough if they're not bruised from shoulder to elbow.
Ride retains possession on the shot.
Really being patient on this possession.
Right, to drive to the net, nothing. Ooh, great check. Force ball. Force picks up the ground ball off a great defensive check. And we have a quick foul.
Kelsey McGovern made a great defensive play on that and really was the driving force behind that entire turnover.
Remains Force ball. Waiting for the whistle. Here we go.
Again, I'm so excited to see so many young people here. We have so many people in the stands and people are now standing along the fence line. Just a great environment tonight.
It's a perfect location. I haven't never been here myself. This is just a great space for a professional lacrosse game.
Especially on the eve of such a wonderful tournament representing the One Love Foundation and everything. Just a whole great weekend planned here at Cedar Lane.
Force working the ball along the perimeter to O'Connell. Moving the ball down. Oh, what a great shot. Molly Hendrick with the goal for the Force.
We've only seen Molly Hendrick do that 10,000 times in college.
Hear her name a few times tonight.
We probably should hear her name a few times tonight. She's that special of a player, and
I mean they're just really threading the needle with their
are,
passes.
and it's just so fun to watch them do those next level type of skills, because all the children that are here watching this game, future players, to see that you can do something like that on the lacrosse field, that people have the ability to make a play like that, just encourages them to go home, this weekend, next week, and practice those kinds of moves in their backyard.
Talk a little bit about the One Love Foundation. That's Yeardley Love's foundation in her memory. She was a UVA lacrosse player.
Correct.
Some real unfortunate circumstances, though.
Yes, it was very unfortunate. Tragically, her life was ended right before graduation by a boyfriend on campus. And her mom and sister have formed the One Love Foundation to educate college athletes in relationships and look for the positive, what's a negative relationship, those types of things. We fully support the initiative. And
great backhanded goal again by, this looks like they're
the
waving
crease.
off the goal. It was almost another Molly Hendrick goal.
But we are so proud to support the organization. We will be presenting the One Love Foundation to one with a $54,000 check to help educate more athletes on this. And it's something that I truly believe in, and I am proud and honored to be a part of it.
Unbelievable story, and it's great that her memory lives on and something positive can come out of an incredibly unfortunate circumstance.
Yes, and just a beautiful person, a beautiful human being. And credit to her mom and the sister for keeping her legacy alive and making sure that no other young woman, has the same unfortunate circumstance.
So off that goal that was waved off, Ride have brought the ball down the field and now looking to tie it up and get within one. They just another goal scored by the Ride.
Nikki Boltja on that one. Boy, that was just a great shot. Again, they seem to be doing it with the left hand, which is nice. And then, these players, there is no difference between their right and their left for most of them. They're just whatever it is, whatever is available to them, whichever is the high percentage shot is what they're able to adjust and take. And again, if you're a young player, that's something that you need to learn as well. You cannot just keep the stick in your strong hand and be comfortable with that. You have to be able to play this game with both hands.
Is that something that you feel can be really developed, or is it, for some of these players, it's just a natural ability that they have to be that comfortable with their offhand and doing things that...
It's a little bit of both. You have to be outside your comfort zone, and you have to be willing to work outside of your practice time and be driven within yourself. That's just stick work. That's a half an hour on the wall every day. Sitting in front of your TV, cradling while you're watching your favorite show. It's just the little things that you can do when you're not in the coach's view.
4-3 Force holding on to a narrow lead as the Ride have got their offense together and have get the draw control and now looking to tie it up here. Ride take a quick shot and score. It's another goal by, I believe, number 24. 3-4.
Michaela Duranti. Again, a St. Anthony's product that went to Towson University.
Go Friars.
Yeah, go Friars. I think I'm a little upset about that. I believe Michaela could have been a Daler, but she chose to be a Friar. I do forgive her for that because she would have played for me in high school. But went on to have a great career at Towson University.
So we're all tied up. It's a new ball game. We're ready to have
As the draw goes the game.
Goes the game.
That's the stat I think that always tells the truth. Draw control, in my humble opinion.
What other rules are a little bit different than maybe the college game that fans watching might look at? We have a shot clock. That's the same, right?
That is the same. Yeah, 90-second shot clock. Again, the 3 on the circle. I think I think there's...
And the number of players on the field.
Correct.
It's 10v10 versus...
And that's why the restraining line is the 50-yard line.
Ride with the ball. Shot on net. Another goal.
Molly Cobb on that one. That's a textbook fast break right there. Ball movement. Again, the ball moves faster than the defense can settle. So if you can get the ball down, and I know a lot of players like to run it in. But if you can pass and get the ball ahead while the defense is still adjusting, you have a better chance of scoring.
10 minutes ago, it looks like the Force were going to run away with this, but the Ride have now come back and are now leading 5-4.
It's a little home team pride right there, playing on my turf.
That's right. And they got the fan support, that's for sure.
Well, they sure do. I'm really encouraged by all of this.
So now, what does the Force need to do? I mean, we've seen that they can clearly handle the ball and they can take care of business and put it in the net.
Yeah, it's a game of runs, and you know that.
Yeah.
Right, so you just need to stop the run. You know, you just need to win the draw, go down there, and score on your own, and get back your mojo. It's really as simple as that, but whatever combination that Coach Sung has put on the draw has been winning the last several. So, stepped out of bounds on that.
Draw was controlled by the Ride, stepped out of bounds, now Force ball.
I've seen April Ionetta force people out of bounds for years. She plays at Hofstra University, again, a Long Island product out of Wantagh, New York. It's just one of the fastest kids I've ever seen play this game. She's so quick.
Force settling the ball a little bit here. Move it across, opposite side, shot, goes wide.
Look at Michelle Tumolo trying to take that shot. I know that.
That was a rip.
It was.
Signature.
That is signature Tumolo. That is correct.
Force continue to move the ball. Top to backside to the X. Molly Hendrick drawing a double team.
As she should.
Another pass cross field. Back up top. Ground ball picked up again by the Force.
The Force is in the backer defense, which is interesting at this level.
Looking to another shot. Goal for the Force. Looks like it might have been number 13.
Excuse me, I meant the Ride. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. The Ride is in the backer defense. For those of you that don't know what the backer defense is, it's that high-pressure defense.
Becky Lynch.
All right, Becky's parents are sitting right next to us. Good for them. All right, let's cheer for Becky Lynch. So the backer defense is when you have a shadow to the person defending the ball, so that if the defender gets beat, there's somebody right there to pick up the athlete.
Everybody else is pretty much playing a zone.
Everybody else is playing a zone. They're shifting. Somebody's going to be wide open. You know, it's a matter of how fast you can move the ball. Can you find the skip pass? It's usually the weak side pipe that is open on the backer defense, but it's very, very difficult to thread that pass because you really can't go across the 8-meter to get the ball there because there's a lot of defenders in that area.
It also eliminates the dodge, right? It forces them
to... you get the first dodge, and if you can dodge quick enough, sometimes you get obstruction of shooting space, but usually it's off the skip pass that you get the dodge, and then you'll get obstruction.
O'Connell and O'Hanlon back on the draw. It is Force ball. They have just tied it up 5-5.
And then they win the ensuing draw. So we talk about, you know,
streaks
momentum.
And runs, yeah. O'Connell back with the ball, moves it across. Shot is knocked down.
And again,
picked up by Valarelli.
I believe that was a pass, but you cannot pass from the top of the zone into the 8-meter against
that type of defense.
Correct, against the backer. You cannot. It'll never work. The passes have to come from the elbows.
Poist with the ball, carries it over midfield. The Ride settle up here. We're going to stop a little bit of this Force momentum. Back tied, 5-5.
And being patient right here, as they should. Let it settle, get your offense in place, get your right players in position. I believe the Force was offsides for a while on that one. We only have to leave 3 back in the Pro League. Instead of traditionally in high school, it's 4.
So now the Force lose a player. They're going to be penalized.
Correct. And that is a man-down penalty.
Man-down penalty.
Yes. Woman down. How do we want to say that? You want to be politically correct?
Player down. Player down.
Correct.
Brittany Arashin has the ball.
Brittany's hilarious. If anybody gets a chance to ever meet her, she's the assistant coach at Jacksonville. So fun. Just a fun-loving kid. You know, just loves the sport so much. Happy to be here tonight playing.
Ride with the ball. Arashin with a quick dodge. Looks for a shot. Backs it out. Moves it along. Ground ball picked up again by the Ride. Move back across the top. Quick little face dodge for a shot. Nothing. And a save.
obstruction of shooting space. And again, that was a great play. So what happens there is the ball gets kicked back up top on a smart play, almost like, again, a field hockey play. And then instead of getting in and dodging immediately, pass goes to the weak side. By the time the defense shifts, it's obstruction.
So the ride with a free position and shot saved again by Ochoa.
Ochoa holds the pipe on that one. Traditionally, myself, on all crease rolls, I like to fake high, go low, make the goalie move her stick because she's already high to high, and Ochoa just ate that up.
I mean, that's the key, really moving the goalie's feet, making them readjust, not letting them stand stationary and read the ball the whole way in.
Well, because they're going to go stick to stick with you on a crease roll, so you really need to adjust your stick position.
Ride now with the ball, move it up top to O'Connell. So they look to pass that Hendrick couldn't handle, and it looks like it's going to go ride ball.
Yep. You see Hendrick apologize, bangs himself on the chest. That's my bad.
Even the great ones drop it sometimes.
Sometimes. Hendrick, very few. Very, very few. She'll beat herself up over that one. She could score 10 more goals and she'll be like, did you see the pass I missed? She's that kind of kid.
That type of competitor. Ride with the ball now back in their offensive end. Looking for a quick shot. Knocked down by a, looks like it might have hit a player on the way in.
I believe it did.
And the force is off running. They pick up the ground ball, start the transition. We've got a break situation here. Didn't give it up quite fast enough, so
didn't really have numbers.
No numbers.
Didn't have the numbers. And again, that's a smart play. A lot of kids would try to force that, but why? It's a tie game.
Settle the offense, catch your breath. And
correct. Give your defense a little credit for making that stop down there. Let them settle down a little bit.
Molly Hendrick played most of last season with a cast on her hand. She was recovering from some type of break, and just like that, guess who finds the goal again? Molly Hendrick.
Molly Hendrick.
A nice feed.
And you just put it anywhere near her hands, and she's going to do something with it. You know, she very rarely misses those kind of passes. The thing about Molly Hendrick that I think that makes her special is that she always knows where the green space is going to be. The key to being a smart attacker is to know where the ball's going to be 2 passes before it gets there. Position yourself in the area where as the defense is shifting, you're already there. Very few players have that ability. Hendrick not only has the ability, she perfects it.
That was incredible timing. That pass was on its way before Molly was in that spot, and she moved right to that spot.
She knew it. She knew exactly where it was going to be and where it was going to go. Unreal. Especially at this level, because these are not her normal teammates. It's different if you practice that every single day at practice. You have that unwritten, you know, or non-verbal cue that you're going to do it, like in boys basketball, where they throw it in the air and you can dunk it. These girls have been playing together for 15 minutes, and they still have the ability to do that. This just tells you how talented they are.
True professionals.
The definition of professional, correct. Green jumped in. Nobody saw it. Love it.
That's right. Draws controlled by the ride. Looking to tie this up before the end of the half.
Tumolo made that pass to Hendrick. Now you know why it was on the money.
Exactly. 2 of the best in the game.
No question.
Got a turnover by the ride, so it's going to be forced ball. They have a chance to increase their lead. They're currently up 6-5 in the late minutes of the second half.
First half?
First half. Let's not rush this. This is too good to rush.
A lot more action coming tonight with this a rematch of last year's championship game coming up next.
Absolutely. Pass a little bit high and it's out of bounds. We're going to go ride ball. What do we have here, Coach?
I believe that somebody went off sides.
Okay. If that's the case, we're going to have another player down.
Yeah, the official's trying to discuss it and figure it out.
Put the ball back up top to Oslander.
No penalty on this, though. They're not going to be man down.
Ride's going to sub it up here through the midfield. Molly Cobb comes down, look to get into the action. Ride is playing some aggressive D. They just tried to double right there on that.
But the aggressive D is amazing, but if you can penetrate it, then you have virtually a
wide open.
Correct. You have an open shot on goal. So they have to be committed to this 100%. You cannot back out of this type of defense and give the attackers any space to drive.
Nice feed inside, stopped, and the Force are off and running, transitioning down the field. Cross field pass up to the half, Force. To O'Connell, who's makes a nice pass. What a defensive stop by Oslander.
Well, that's one way to stop a fast break.
that is certainly effective.
I think if Alyssa Murray had a cape on, she would have been flying a little. That was good.
So some of these players are recent graduates and are, might be a year or two out, but a few of them had the probably experience over last summer to be playing. We have a few Team USA players on this team. Oh, good shot on a free position and gets past Valarelli for a goal. So the Force are now up 7-5. Yeah,
Alyssa Murray is pretty much money on those 8 meters, and she actually is I'm going to say that Alyssa Murray is a 2014 college graduate, if I'm not mistaken, out of Syracuse University. So here's a kid who, she's down in the Texas area now, growing the sport down there, doing an amazing job, and couldn't wait to get back to play.
That's great.
Just missed the game, missed being a part of this. We missed her because she truly is a special player. She is one of the best to come off of Long Island. She played with Shannon Smith for years at West Babylon. They were almost unbeatable back then.
I mean, there's some real commitment by these players. I mean, they have all descended here for the opening week of Season 3 of the United Women's Lacrosse League. And
started with training camp, right?
Yeah, they had training camp last week in Worcester, Massachusetts at Assumption College, and many of the players got to know each other and work out a little bit. But they're coming from far and near to do this. This is a real passion.
It is, and we're going to have a halftime game coming up between the Elite Lacrosse Club team versus Yellow Jackets at halftime. So the youth is here to support everybody. They're going to get to play on the same field as the pros, and hopefully they aspire someday for us to be announcing their names.
Any of the Yellow Jackets any good? And we have a goal, Ride goal.
I think that was Hallie O'Hanlon again.
Yeah, O'Hanlon again, and the Ride is back in it. There is now trail to Force 7-6. There you go.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've been doing this now. This is my 26th year coaching high school lacrosse. And when I first started, there was no sidelines. It was 12v12. Everybody had a wood stick.
Right.
To see where we are now, it's a credit to it's just a credit to everybody that's involved in the game. The passion. I love going to the college games. The players are so talented. They're having a blast. The stands are packed. The Big Ten, the ACC, it doesn't get any better than that.
Draw is controlled by Baltimore.
Just so much fun to be a part of the entire lacrosse community, and watching it grow over the past 26 years has been nothing but a pleasure.
It is a close community, isn't it?
It is a very, very close community. Sometimes too close.
Too close.
But for the most part, yeah, we love and respect each other very, very much.
Ride, quick dodge to the goal, shot and score. Faye Brust. She's coming off. She was excited. I talked to her before the game. She was excited. She had an ACL tear. She tore it a second time 2 days before she was supposed to be cleared, but she is clearly making her mark and saying that she's ready to go.
I mean, that's just awesome that, these players come back from injury and whatnot, and they still have that desire to play. Sometimes you get injured and you're like, all right, I've had it. But no, they keep working hard because now they have something to work hard for. They can continue their careers after their college career is over.
And when you don't have the access to a strength and conditioning coach every day, and you don't have a coach screaming at you to get up and down the field and to, run those extra laps and to work out and do all those things that keep you as top of the line athlete, it is a real commitment to be doing that on yourself, to be playing and then play at this level against.
Well, you're a professional for a reason.
Exactly.
And and again, hard work will always be talent that doesn't work hard, and these young ladies have learned that at a young level.
O'Hanlon with the draw control for the ride. It's now tied up 7-7.
You just can't play from March till June in your high school careers and expect to be this, you know. You really have to put the time in and have a passion for the sport, though.
Having coached as long as you have to see players come up through the youth ranks to high school, be successful, then go into college, and then maybe even see them on the field, it has to be special for you to track that trajectory.
It is the most special feeling in the world to watch them play at any level. But I will tell you, there's something truly special to watch one of your former athletes hold the NCAA championship trophy.
Unbelievable.
It was one of the most prideful moments that you could have. It started with a UNC player of mine, Lauren Maxim, who was a goalie there. Got to, you know, she was our first Daler to win a national championship, and it was just, I can't begin to tell you how you as a coach, it makes you feel.
Low shot by the ride, scooped right up by Ochoa as the ride looked to start their clear. In the next game, we're going to see Emily Boissonneau, who was assistant coach for JMU this past season, and the glow was still on her face when I saw her in the parking lot earlier. Quick shot by the Force, and they have taken the lead 8-7. They go in right past Valerelli's ear.
That was just a beautiful play. Again, bam, bam, bam. The ball moves faster than anybody can adjust. Quick stick shot. That was pretty to watch.
That was nice to watch.
The game is pretty when it is played correctly, isn't it?
I read an article, there was some coverage last year of the league, and the gentleman who was writing the article essentially said, you know, no qualifiers. This was the best lacrosse I've ever seen played, period. And he really wanted to emphasize that, you know, having followed the men's game all of his life and writing articles on it, that he was that impressed by what he saw here, and he said that he felt that he was like sucked into the game from go. It's so unbelievable, this sport. This sport.
I will tell you, I had the honor of working the Final Four this year, and it was 3 of the best lacrosse games I have ever seen. So much fun, so competitive.
O'Hanlon controls the draw by herself and takes it all the way down for a quick shot and goes wide. Looks like it'll be force ball in the restart. Long pass by Ochoa as time runs out in the first half. We go into halftime right now. Philadelphia Force 8, Baltimore Ride 7. And we have a good halftime matchup again.
The Elite Lacrosse Club versus the Long Island Yellow Jackets. Elite Lacrosse Club is out of Bel Air, Maryland. This is actually their home field.
So they'll have the fan support here for sure. And you have the Yellow Jackets from Long Island. This matchup of the Baltimore Ride versus the Philadelphia Force. Force currently holding on to an 8-7 lead as we come out of halftime here. Chris Wadello, joined by Tracy Weiner. Tracy, I think we're going to see more of the same second half, fast pace.
We'll see. You know, these ladies, the first game. Let's see if they got a little tired at halftime, but I doubt it.
Baltimore right away with the draw control. Molly Cobb transitioned the ball down the left-hand side, has a clear lane to the goal. Quick pass up top. Dodge. Pulls it back out, swings it across the top. Valerelli snags that loose ball real quick, looks to get the Force back up the field.
And just like in the start of this game, the Philly Force has a great defensive stand to get it started.
Putting work in on both ends of the field. Force with the ball now behind the goal. Ball up to Alyssa Murray, across the top. Murray looking for a quick feed. We'll get a whistle here.
See, that's going to be a double foul right there. So you get the call on the obstruction of shooting space, and unfortunately Emily Garrity then shoots the ball. So she's going to get probably a yellow card for that, for dangerous propelling.
What kind of penalty time might we be looking at?
That's a 2-minute.
Player down.
Normally.
Yeah.
Man down for 2 minutes.
Officials will check to make sure that. Looks like it might have been Molly Hulseman that they had to check on, make sure. No, that was actually 33. They're checking to Maggie Oslander, making sure she's okay.
Because it was offsetting fouls, you're going to go with possession, and the possession goes to the force.
To the force. Ride double the ball, looking to create a turnover here on the restart.
We start the second half. We're more crowded in the stands here than the first half. Fans just keep piling in here. It's awesome.
Carly O'Connell moves the ball back across the top to Alyssa Murray. Quick feed low to Hendricks. Shot, save, Valarelli. Oh. Force snag the clear. Quick hands. O'Connell with a quick hitch. Moves the ball on. Alyssa Murray playing catch with O'Connell and.
Well, they're going to run some clock off here as they're trying to get the penalty done.
No need to go to the net. You got the lead. Kill off some of that penalty.
Absolutely. It's more important at this point to be full strength.
Force just continue to move the ball around the perimeter, allow that penalty time to expire so they can get back to even strength. Ride really haven't been pressuring them too much on this opportunity, right? They kind of sitting back. Maybe now's not the time to waste the energy.
No, you don't want to do that this early because if you pressure high, what's going to happen is you're going to take away your advantage of being man up on the defensive end. You just don't want them to score while you're man down. And you allow that to happen if you pressure the ball.
Quick cut by Alyssa Murray. Shot goes wide. Force track it down. The ball's going to stay force. So tell us, Coach, right, on shots, it's the team closest to the ball as it exits. Keeps possession on shots, right? That's much different than a pass that just goes out of bounds.
Well, that is correct, but on that one they gave it to the other team because it hit off a stick
so we got deflection.
Yes.
Nikki Boltja with the ball. She got the pass off the clear. Now the Ride look to settle in their zone. Megan Massera with a quick drive to the goal. Force pick up the ground ball. And work it back down into their zone.
That was a nice save by Ochoa, though, to get to force the ball back there.
I mean, the fourth quick shot by, looks like who's at it again, Molly Hendricks.
Molly Hendrick's been the star of this game today so far on the offensive end for the Philly Force. I mean, again, she just always knows where the open space is and very rarely drops a pass. And then when she catches it, you know, you'll see, again, for the players that are younger that are trying to learn this game, you do have a lot more time than you think around the cage. Take the extra second to look, see where the goalie is, throw a fake, and then get your shot off. You can't just catch and release because a lot of times the goalies will eat those up.
And that goal by Hendrick gives the Force a 8-7 lead here early in the second half. Coach Bedford has some great offensive options on the field at one time. You have Alyssa Murray, you have Tumolo, you have,
Hendrick. Becky Lynch at times.
There is no shortage of firepower on this offense.
No, and you know.
Which speaks a lot to the Ride's defense so far. I mean, they've been playing pretty solid defense. I mean, yes, Molly Hendrick has been getting her way at the goal, but they've been, they've been keeping them in check. Actually, score is 9-7 on the last goal, so they extend their lead to 2.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Philly Force get into a zone defense at some point in this season, as that Brooke Batosi on their defensive end, who was the backer for Stony Brook University for 4 years.
Stony Brook with an incredible run this season.
And you have Barbara Sullivan right there. Barbara Sullivan is a force to be reckoned with. She's a Garden City product that played at Notre Dame University. She was up for the Tewaaraton as a defender her senior year.
Tuarton is the lacrosse version of the Heisman. It goes to the best college lacrosse player, man and woman, every year.
That's correct. The best player in the country.
Sam Apuzzo from BC took home
well
that
deserved.
trophy. Well deserved. Unbelievable.
Well
Junior. Great.
That was, again, a great play right there. I mean, you know, you talk about Boucher makes a great pass. Molly Hendrick buries it.
Unbelievable. Force extend their lead to 3 as they now lead 10-7.
I'm sorry, that was Alyssa Murray. I thought it was Boucher who made that pass.
Alyssa Murray continues just to feed the ball so well, making other players that much better. I mean, she just really knows how to thread the needle and put it right on their stick.
Always has. She's such an unselfish athlete. Alyssa's always been her entire career. You know, when you start your career playing with Shannon Smith, that's what happens. In high school, that was her role, was to set up Shannon, because Shannon never missed. Shannon is one of the best lacrosse players to ever come off of Long Island. And then when Shannon graduated and went on to her career at Northwestern, it then became Alyssa's time to be the go-to to go to goal. And she handled both roles beautifully. And then, of course, at Syracuse University, playing with Kayla Trainer, that's what you do. You set up K-Train, and you look for your opportunities as well. So she's always been blessed with being able to be the star at some points, but always having people to feed the ball to.
We'll get to see Kayla Trainer in the next game that starts up right after this one ends.
Cannot wait for that. You talk about an unmatched talent. Holy cow. I think part of the reason Sam Apuzzo wins at Tuarton is because she's now being coached by Kayla Trainer at BC.
I mean, that knowledge and skill that Kayla can bring to her game to help her step it up. An already impressive career at BC just got that much better with the Tuarton, and she still has a whole season ahead of her.
And Acacia Walker is no slouch either as a player. You know, one of the toughest kids. I think you look at Acacia and you think to yourself, blonde, blue-eyed out of Maryland. She played her entire senior year at Maryland with a torn ACL, and because she couldn't do anything worse to it, just played with it like that, taped it up every game, never took a cortisone shot, nothing.
That is
one of the toughest players I've ever met in my life.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. You know, I had a player from Farmingdale, Krista Polizzi, who went to Maryland, and Acacia was her big terp, and that's how I knew that story. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form.
Everybody has a connection.
Everybody's connected some way, somehow.
Ride looking to control this draw. Oh, no call on.
No, they're letting them play tonight. I love it.
There's physicality is here.
That's it.
Force come up with the ground ball to control the draw. And they're going to go right back to work.
Baltimore needs to stop right here.
And they want that ball. They just sent the double out on the substitution.
That's a tough non-call right there. I mean, that is, the classic of check towards the face, in the sphere. But they're going to let the girls play. First week, figure it out, ladies.
The Force are riding the ride deep in their own zone, and good things come to those who ride, and they come away with the turnover.
It's a great play by Tumolo. And finishes it by going right through the 5-hole.
Absolutely. She tracked that ball down and went right to the goal with it.
She sure enough did. And the thing about it was you had, probably Molly Hendrick was standing there on the doorstep. So, as the goalie, you're always trying to figure out what she wants to do, whether or not she's going to be able to, Villarreal, I'm sorry, whether or not she's going to be able to cut the pass off if that's where Tumolo decides to go. And instead, Michelle took it herself.
And with that goal by Tumolo, the Force now have a solid 4-goal lead over the Ride, 11-7.
But the good thing about this, honestly, is with the shot clock, there's no more going into a 20-minute stall. The game is still always at hand because you have only 90 seconds to possess the ball.
So both teams will draw it once again. I would imagine now that Coach Sung needs to see a stop. He needs his defense to come up big and let the offense settle up a little bit and go to work because they have plenty of firepower on their end to get the job done. We saw that early on.
Well, they sure do, and this is very similar to the way the first half started. Force came out on fire, went up with a few-goal lead, and the Ride came back.
Force of the ball. Now on the ground, they flip it back up, keep it in their zone. Quick move towards the goal. Now moves the ball outside. Shot is wide, but hits the outside of the goal. Valarelli scoops it up and starts their clear.
And that's a defensive stop that they needed. Let's see now if the Baltimore Ride can turn that into a goal.
Ooh, solid defense by T. Ladouceur on the Ride, forcing Aslander out of bounds. So Alyssa Murray takes the ball for the Force.
That's a tough call right there with the cone being on the goal line, giving the player the feeling that that was the out of bounds line. You saw her move it.
Got a Force player down. She pops right back up. It's going to be Force ball. And it looks like we have a foul on the Ride.
Check to the head. That's going to be a 2-minute.
So the situation doesn't get better for the Ride. They're now one player down for 2 minutes. The Force will look to go to work.
And the question here is, do you go to goal? Do you use the 2 minutes to your advantage when you've got a nice cushion? Obviously, you're going to wait for the perfect opportunity.
And is the penalty releasable on a goal, Coach?
I'm not sure in the Pro League if it is. I know.
I believe it is.
I believe that it is as well.
At the college level, it's a releasable on a goal. Yeah. It's going to stay Force ball. Instead of taking the shots, feeds it to Molly Hendricks, who hits pipe. But
we heard that all the way up here.
We did. Force maintained the possession and managed another goal.
Yeah, you don't miss that shot. Boy, oh boy.
Not at all. Force now lead a 12-7.
They worked that man up perfectly. Kept moving the ball as the defense is moving until the middle of the 8 ended up being open. And again, you saw that pass coming from the elbow down, never from the top.
Force goal by number 27, T. Ladouceur.
So T. Ladouceur scores her first goal of the evening. She's a Syracuse product, I believe.
The draws are just being dominated by the Force this half.
T's talents are at Denver now, where she's an assistant coach.
Beautiful place to go to school. Liza Kelly, one of the most quality human beings to walk this earth.
Force again with the possession. They continue to work the ball. Molly Hendrick falls, but it still manages to get a perfect pass off. Does the game just slow down for these great players? Do they just see it at a different speed?
They do. 100% they see it at a whole nother level. You can't even begin to understand how the IQ that's on the field right now is. I'll tell you what. I think I've forgotten. You know, they have forgotten more about lacrosse than I know. Let's put it that way. Yeah. They're just so smart.
Shot by the Force goes wide. Baltimore gets possession and look to stop this run by the Force. They take maybe an ill-advised shot. Didn't seem they could have settled and looked for a better option, but they do keep possession. They had somebody behind, so I guess they figured why not let it ride, make something happen.
See if they call something on this play.
Nikki Boltja with a quick dodge.
Got a stick checked away.
And the Force are back at it, are on the run, bringing it over the midline.
It's good speed there. I feel like the right now in this game, the difference is the speed of the Force is giving the Baltimore Ride all they can handle in transition.
So the Force now have the ball. Alyssa Murray.
But again, the offense that is on the field right now for the Force it's an all-star team, legit.
Quick feed to the crease and a goal.
Again, that's Bryn Boucher out of a Maryland graduate. What a great feed to the inside. And I still think that other pass was from her, but
First goal by number 18, Sammy Cermack.
Cermack, right to Cermack, yeah.
and it was just beautiful. I mean, you can't put it on the money better than that. Just a perfect play. Cermack buries that shot. Sammy Cermack out of Johns Hopkins University.
Boucher comes from a great program, a Maryland program. She's now the assistant over at Tufts in Massachusetts.
Yeah, she is a Massachusetts product.
She is. Hingham, South Shore.
Yes, I know the accent well. Great family, great family.
Played her high school ball at their academy.
Cermack's out of Jersey.
Yes. Jersey lacrosse, underrated.
Yes. It is, absolutely.
It's not Long Island, but it's...
No, that's still...
But they have some great pockets.
They really do. Ridgewood Summit, Morristown.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole group is just unbelievable.
So it looks like we're going to have another redraw here.
Sammy's younger sister, Hannah, plays at Lehigh University.
Draw is controlled by the Ride. They're going to look to get back on the board here as they now trail 13-7 to the Force. This sun is really bearing right down on the Ride goalie in this half. I wonder if that has any impact, or at this level, do they know how to position themselves so it's not such a factor?
They do, but it's definitely a tough spot to be in, because it is really, see everybody with their hands up trying to...
Not a cloud in the sky to help you out either.
It's a beautiful thing, though, for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been tired of the weather. I feel like I live in Seattle instead of Long Island.
O'Hanlon grabs her own ground ball. Foul on the Ride. It's going to give O'Hanlon a chance to put another one on the board. She moves the ball to the wing and back to her. Backhand doesn't go. Ochoa was right on it. She was not fooled easily on that one.
No, Ochoa's really settled in since that short spurt in the first half. And she's always been that way. She's always just a steady Eddie goalie.
A Longmeadow, Massachusetts product, I believe. Graduated Boston College in 2017. It's part of that Final Four team that really put Boston College on the map as a program to be reckoned with. And they did it again and had a nice another showing in 2018.
Yeah, she made it to the championships, losing to the University of Maryland. And then this year, Boston College again made it to the championship game, unfortunately losing in one of the greatest games I've ever seen, JMU.
What a ride for them.
Yeah, congrats to Shelly Claes-Balcom. We love Shelly, you know, spent many, many years at Hofstra on Long Island. One of the funnest, just a great person to be around. Loves the sport of lacrosse. Just has all that enthusiasm about her. Everybody loves playing for her. The Long Island Twitter feed went crazy
I bet.
when JMU won.
I mean, I think everybody knew they were going to have a good team, and they certainly had the players. But this, you know, it seemed as deeper into the playoffs, they just kept finding that magic and keeping it going.
They did. Well, and again, I was there working, and when I stepped on the field for the first game, I hit the pipe on that.
Tough break for the Ride there as they put one right off the pipe.
I will tell you that I couldn't believe the size of her defenders. They were tall, fit, aggressive. I thought they had the best defense in the Final Four, and that's why they were national champions.
Absolutely made the difference for them. Not afraid to be physical.
And you shouldn't be at that level.
And they shut down some pretty high-powered goal scorers.
Yeah, they sure did. They did in both games. You know, you can't get through BC and UNC is not an easy run to get through.
Only Hendrick gives a quick pass. To Tumolo.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I would love to have replay right now.
You're not kidding. Breaking ankles, going to the goal. Gorgeous.
Force put another goal back on the board. They extend their lead to 7.
Force goal by number 22, Emily Garrity-Parros.
Check that 8. And now lead 15-7, I believe. Garrity-Parros, she was a 2013 UNC grad.
UNC well represented on the field tonight.
More than a few Tar Heels. Hendrick, Lynch, Corzell.
Keep going. Garrity.
ACC produces talent.
Without a doubt. But you're talking about one of the best college programs in the country. Coaching staff has been together forever. Jenny Levy does an unbelievable job. Phil Barnes, you look at the staff and it's the consistency that's there that keeps the program consistently at the top of the rankings.
Here's a fun fact. Phil Barnes was my college teammate.
Phil Barnes was your college teammate. I didn't know Phil played lacrosse. Who knew?
He did. He was a defenseman at Assumption College, a small D2 school in Massachusetts.
I'll have to talk to him about that next time I see him.
Please tell him I say hello.
I will.
He was a New Hampshire product. He was meant to coach from the moment I met him. He was always the most. At that point, our program was not what the Assumption program is now, which is a pretty competitive program. But he had no problem taking players under his wing and helping them understand the game the way he did. And then quickly after graduation, him and Josh Hexter, who's the coach at Elon,
Yes.
Josh Hexter, also my teammate.
Wow, you guys had some talent there. That's a good group.
All in the women's game now, and both he and Josh started their careers at Holy Cross coaching, and then UMass, and
Duke.
Then they both Duke, and Josh was at Duke for a while before going to Elon, and Phil's been, over a decade at UNC. Well, Ride put one in the back of the net here.
Ride goal by number 9, Boltja.
Nikki Boltja with another goal.
The Ride's going to have to put the pedal to the metal right here, so.
Right.
And again, you can score in bunches. It's not unheard of, but at this level, it's a little more difficult.
7-goal lead now, but for the Force. Time's ticking here in the second half.
You're going to see both the Storm and the Sound are warming up, getting ready to hit the field.
Another exciting matchup. No shortage of talent on those teams either. Just incredible. A lot of people looking forward to seeing Kayla Traynor back on the field for the UWLX after season off. She had a pretty busy summer last year, right? World Cup.
Correct.
Then she went over to Poland, I believe, for another.
Yes, there was another championships going on there. Lissa Murray was there as well.
Lissa Murray, Tumolo dodges from the wing, moves the ball up to Carly O'Connell.
Quite a few Syracuse players here as well.
Actually, that was Bryn Boucher, not Carly O'Connell. Must be the Massachusetts thing. Left-handed drive down the alley. Moves the ball back up top. Emily Garrity-Parros, who had the last goal for the Force. She goes back to the goal. Good turnover, quick turnover. Ride. Need to get that ball upfield fast.
Well, they do, and I said they need to score in bunches right about now. That was a nice defensive stop, though. You hear the coach?
Good, yeah.
Coach Singh telling him, gotta get in, gotta get in, gotta get in.
Have to play with a sense of urgency now.
Correct.
Erica Bott with the ball, passes off to Meg Bartley, who takes a shot, goes wide. It's going to stay Ride ball.
I believe Ochoa got a nice piece of that, though, to steer it wide. Absolutely.
Hio Thomas with the ball. Passes it off to Allison LeBeau. Shot. Looks like Ochoa got a piece of that. It's going to stay right ball. They have.
Again, once Ochoa's in the zone, she's very hard to beat. She's feeling confident. Her team's up by 6 right now. She's standing tall.
She has to make the saves that she's supposed to make, and
then some.
Hulseman with the ball, moves it off to Meg Bartley. Who made maybe a pass she wishes she didn't, right? To somebody who was covered, but they get lucky here. It's
difficult to make that adjacent when you're that close. But the defense is really, the force defense is really stepping it up this half, playing very, very aggressive.
Hulseman looks the goal, takes a shot, puts it hip, far side hip, gets a ride back a little bit closer, chipping away. 6-goal lead now.
Absolutely. What a great angle to take on that, and you know, you see the screen, and before Ochoa can pick it up, it's already behind the cage.
I mean, that's where you want those shots, right? You don't want it up in where they have the padding and they're the biggest. You want it hip and lower, right? Offside.
Well, especially when you're being screened. It's very, very difficult. The only shot you can see through a screen is a high shot. If you have to look down and try to pick the ball up, by the time you get through everybody's legs and feet, it's already in the cage.
Hulseman.
O'Hanlon's back inside the circle with, looks like Erica Parada, number 44. Baltimore looking to come up. Oh, no. My bad. It was Barbara Sullivan on the face.
Barbara Sullivan always takes the draw.
She's got some good height for her.
Yes, I dealt with it for 4 years of high school. That's when Garden City won like 8 state titles in a row.
Force with the ball, the high pass picked up by the ride. Now they need to get that ball back up into their zone and put another goal on the board as time is ticking here. Nikki Boltja with the ball, carries down the left side, one-hand carry. Swings it back to X to Meg Bartley. Not quite the urgency I would expect at this point.
Yeah, I wish I knew exactly how much time is left. Maybe they have a little more time than we think.
Hio Thomas operates behind the goal. Another, as many UNC products are on the field, you have that many more Syracuse that are.
Yes, especially in the next game.
From Six Nations, Ontario, Hio Thomas. And Force come up with yet another turnover. Do you think we'll see them slow it down on their end, or are they just going to keep putting the pedal to the metal?
I would imagine they're going to keep playing with or at least try to get some of the 90 seconds off, but with the shot clock, you really can't stall it out. Still up by 5 goals is a nice cushion.
Force with the ball in their half of the field, working around the outside. Alyssa Murray to Michelle Tumolo. Swinging it back up top to Erica Parada. Carly O'Connell with a quick dodge. Passes it on. Alyssa Murray takes a high shot, saved by Valarelli. The ride start, they're cleared up the right-hand side of the field. Long pass over the half. Molly Hulseman, 2 minutes left in the contest here. Following this game, we'll have a quick warm-up and we'll see the Boston Storm take on the Long Island Sound. Rematch of last year's and the year before's United Women's Lacrosse League final.
Both of those won by the Long Island Sound.
That's true. Very true.
I just had to say that, sorry.
Sound have had their number, I think, every contest. I don't know that they've lost to the Storm ever in the history of the league.
Well, tonight could be a first with Kayla Trainer. They're going to have to find a defender to guard her. Not an easy task.
Not at all. Ooh, pushed from behind by the Ride.
That's going to be a card.
Carly O'Connell with a little shove on the chasing down the ground ball is going to put her in the penalty box for about 2 minutes on that, right?
I think her day's over.
Her day is done because we are under 2 minutes here. Force lead 14-9. Ride with the ball.
Shot clock could probably be turned off at this point.
Ride with a feed inside that is deflected, picked up by Ochoa, who's going to start to clear herself down the field. Passes across to Margaret Corzell. Force is going to be called offsides. Michelle Tumolo did not see the defender carrying over the half, and she came back a little too late. But they're
just going to pull it out now and run the clock off.
Alyssa Murray holds onto the ball, top dead center of the field. She looks in no hurry to move it. Makes a little dodge, but you got the backer standing right there waiting for on the double. Swings the ball. Story of this game really is Molly Hendrick and her,
without a doubt,
and her unbelievable ability to finish, see the field. Quick shot outside, wide, and time has expired. And this game is in the books. We have a final. Philadelphia Force 14, Baltimore Ride 9, in the first game of Season 3 of the United Women's Lacrosse League. Definitely did not disappoint, did it?
No, without a doubt. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until that run by the Philadelphia Force in the second half that just made too much distance between them and the Baltimore Ride. Lots of great action, though. Lots of great talent on the field. Nice way to start the season.
Absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better start to professional lacrosse here in Bel Air, Maryland. Fans are everywhere.
Everywhere.
In the
so
stands,
impressive.
along the fence. Incredible that the support that they are showing for pro women's lacrosse.
It's impressive, impressive. I'm proud to be a part of it.
And they will certainly be in for a treat. Next game is the Long Island Sound take on the Boston Storm. The re-debut maybe of Kayla Trainer. Looking forward to see some offense, but on the Long Island side, they have some really key players that they've picked up over the offseason, and they're probably going to pick up where they left off last year.
I can't wait for that game to start. I really can't. Coaches are competitive. Both of these teams are competitive, but nothing would make the Boston Storm happier than to start off with a win against the team that's beaten them in the last 2 championships.
Absolutely.